Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome back to Dark Mystic Ocean. My name is Kermis, and if you're new here, this is my channel where I talk about Vedic astrology and tarot. I am a Vedic astrologer and a tarot card reader. I also talk about other divinatory topics like Lenormand, pendulum dowsing, gypsy cards, Russian gypsy cards, many things, all right? So if this is something that interests you, if this is something you want to learn more about, then this is the channel you need to be on, all right? So definitely subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram for many other details, okay? So today we are continuing our series of planets through the various zodiac signs. This is completely based on Vedic astrology. So I'll be talking about planets through signs or anything when it comes to astrology from the lens of sidereal astrology, okay? So today we are covering the first planet, which is Sun, through the sign of Taurus. I have already made the planets Sun all the way to Rahu and Ketu when they occupy the sign of Aries. So check out that list first, because a lot of information, every single video, I keep giving more information about the planet involved, about the Rashi involved, which is the sign. So you always have a lot more information to accumulate and go through and keep notes, okay? So today we talk about Sun when it occupies the sign of Taurus. Through the lens of Vedic astrology, this happens when the Sun enters a Taurus, which is around the 14th of April, 14th or 15th, all the way to the 14th or the 15th of May. That's when the Sun remains in Taurus. Now, the Sun is not a planet. I'm very aware of that. It is a star, but because there is no equivalent word to the word graha in English, I need to use the word planet for the Sun as well, okay? So just making that clear. So what happens when Sun enters the sign of Taurus? And if you have this in your horoscope, these are the general rules. If you have this happening in your friend's horoscope, in your loved one's horoscope, then this is what will happen and come to pass. Remember, this is a very general outline. I'll try to give in as much detail as I can. Astrology at the end of the day is a game of 12 houses, 12 zodiac signs, and 9 main core planets. So you know it's not as easy as this one video. You need to see the entire horoscope, thoroughly study it, and then give any kind of analysis, okay? So Sun in Taurus. So I've spoken a lot about the Sun. Please go through the previous videos. The Sun is the main significator of power, prestige, kingship, honor, fame, reputation, all things that shine, all things that are bright. Sun also talks about the government, people in power, positions of power, places which are, considered to be powerful places. Temples are governed by the Sun, okay? So the color orange is ruled by the Sun. The Sun also talks about, when it comes to health, your bones are ruled by the Sun. Your immunity system, very important. Immunity system is governed by the Sun. So weak Sun, Sun that is getting debilitated and weakened further, this would show that you have a weaker immune system. So you need to strengthen the Sun through Vedic remedies, all right? Now, what happens when Sun comes into the sign of Taurus? So let's look at Taurus, okay? Taurus is, as you would definitely know, the bull. It is a feminine sign, a feminine Rashi. It is an even sign because its number is 2. It is lauded by the planet Venus, which talks a lot about beauty, art. Venus is food. Venus is all things which are extremely refined. Venus has a lot to do with sexuality. Venus has a lot to do with relationships, a lot to do with marriage. So whenever it comes to love and marriage and relationships, Venus becomes very important to judge and analyze in the horoscope. And this is the planet that governs the sign of Taurus. So Taurus in the horoscope, if you were to just see it in a plain horoscope, wherever Taurus falls in your chart, will show firstly that that area needs a lot of nurturing, needs a lot of feminine energy to be put into. Reason being, number one, the Lord is Venus, which is a feminine planet. The sign itself is feminine in nature, and the Lord Venus gets the planet Moon, which is another feminine planet, gets exalted in this sign. So there's a lot of feminine energy which is very important to keep this sign intact. The sign Taurus comes immediately after the heated energy of Aries. The element of Taurus is earth, okay? It is very earthy in nature. It is a sensitive sign, yet it is extremely determined and strong as well. The nature or the environment of Taurus is one of fields and farms, places of agriculture, storehouses where you store food, okay, grains, where you store food, grains, gardens, beautiful parks, meeting places where people sit and meet. Taurus is also called the Lord of Games, so something to think about, all right? Taurus has a lot to do with your sex appeal as well, okay? Because so many feminine planets govern Taurus. Taurus asks for stability and nourishment and very, very feminine love, and a feminine nature is required to tackle Taurus. So wherever Taurus falls in your chart, please make sure to keep that area, depending on which house it comes in, extremely clean and pure and always ornamented. So I'll just give you an example. If you have a Gemini rising, which means Taurus would occupy the 12th house naturally, wearing something like a very nice decorative anklet is activating the sign of Taurus in a very positive way. So keeping that place decorated is very important. If not decorated, definitely hygienic and clean, because Taurus demands that, okay? Now, by nature, Taurus is a very, it's an earthy sign. It's connected to earth. It is materialistically oriented. That means I'm not saying that all Taurians are gold diggers. Firstly, remove this concept from your brain of all Arians, all Taurians. There is no such thing. One is made up of all the 12 zodiac signs. So you would have a contrasting nature of so many signs within you, all right? And of course there will be a dominance of certain signs, but that is left to the astrologer to dissect and analyze, okay? So coming back to Taurus, Taurus is a materialistically oriented sign, meaning it takes a lot of energy. It gives a lot of importance to things which are material in nature. Taurus wants everything to be very good looking. Okay, now when I say good looking, I don't necessarily mean the traditional most attractive person. No, I mean they need some kind of standards in terms of hygiene, in terms of pleasantness, in terms of appearance, in terms of presentation. Definitely Taurus wants that. So that's why I said wherever Taurus is in your chart, make sure it's well ornamented, okay? Taurus is the place which talks about food as well. Taurus has a lot to do with speech and the quality of the way you speak, the way you talk, the way you present things also comes under Taurus. Your ability in terms of discerning something, in terms of taste. So for example, when we say this person has an eye for detail, this person knows how to match colors, this person really understands how to decorate something, this is Taurus, okay? This is Taurus. Your ability to make something look very pretty, to make something look very nice, this is Taurus, okay? It is a stubborn sign. It is a place where you get very adamant and very stubborn with things. It is a fixed sign, remember. That means it moves very slowly because the animal is the bull, which most of the day, quite frankly, is just seated, not doing much. Only when work is required, it's plowing the field. So it's very important work. So what this means is this part, what you can get from this much is that the sign Taurus does have a lot of responsibilities, but it may not want to perform them. So that's one area of improvement for Taurus, all right? Other than that, Taurus is a very benefic sign. So malefics should not be here. Preferably, you should not have Sun or Mars or Saturn or Rahu in the sign of Taurus. If you do, remedies should be done accordingly. Okay, preferably it should only be Moon or Venus or Jupiter. Even not so much Jupiter, because Jupiter would now be in an enemy terrain. But that's also still just about okay. But malefics are a big no-no in Taurus, okay? So coming to Sun in Taurus. Sun in Taurus, over the many years of experience that I've had of meeting different people who are born in a particular zodiac sign, sun sign, people with Sun in Taurus are very, I would say they have a dual nature. One side of their nature is very calm, very relaxed, and very soft spoken, very grounded, very family oriented people. And very importantly, for some reason, the Sun in Taurus almost I have seen 9 out of 10 times gives the person a love of food. The other dual side, this is all the goody stuff. The other dual side I have seen with Sun in Taurus is that it makes a person highly stubborn. Once they get something in their brain, it becomes very difficult for a person with Sun in Taurus to kind of release that thought. Even if it is a wrong thought, they have to really be programmed to go back and eliminate that thought from the root. Then they will go back on a new track. But change is very difficult for Sun in Taurus. So this is something you need to work on. Love of food, love of good music, love of the fine things of life, wearing expensive watches, having expensive perfumes, carrying an expensive bag. This is something you will find with Sun in Taurus. Astrologically, excuse me. Let me just have my coffee. Okay. Astrologically speaking, Sun in Taurus is not the best of combinations. This is because the planet Sun and the Lord of the sign Taurus, Venus, are always at loggerheads. They are natural enemies, which is why Sun finds it uncomfortable to be in this sign and generally gives, you can say negative results, but a little bit off results is what I would call it. Now, of course, depending on the other factors in your horoscope, this can change. But in general, the Sun is not in a very comfortable sign here. What this does is it hampers the significations of Sun. So for this person to achieve name, fame, and reputation becomes a little more harder. Also, I have seen at some point or the other in life, this Sun in Taurus creates a bad name for the person. This can come in the garb of loss of dignity at work, loss of dignity in your personal life, especially personal life, because the area is ruled by Venus. So Sun in Taurus, remember, please do not indulge or get attracted to people who are not legally yours. All right, so if you're married, do not step the line out of marriage, because this will straight away lead to your name and fame being tarnished. Okay, so not saying that it's fine for anybody else, but with Sun in Taurus, this is what happens for sure. So you need to be very careful. Of course, the combinations of having an affair should be there in the horoscope, not just with Sun in Taurus. It doesn't work like that. But yes, Sun in Taurus gives you that attraction to something new, to something beautiful, to something pleasing. So Sun in Taurus has to be careful about that. Sun in Taurus can show a weakened immunity system. So with regards to health, with regards to well-being, they need to take more care than the average person. Other than that, it again depends on where the Sun is placed. If it's placed in an Upchaya house, that means 3, 6, 10, and 11, this would do fairly well. If it's placed in houses like 4, houses like 2, second house, 4th house, houses like 7th house, houses like 12th house, this is not the best placement for the Sun to be. Even 8th house is not the best placement for this Sun to be in. It would give negative results. Where would it give negative results? To that house and to the significations of Sun. So getting a job with the government, getting a high position in life would become very challenging. Or depending on other combinations, it would take a straight effect on your health. It would also affect a lot of relationships, close relationships that you have with people. Another peculiar trait I have seen with Sun in Taurus is that somehow you get distant from your father or father figure in life. In the best case scenario, the relationship is good, but physically the people are living far away. So you might go into foreign lands, or your father might leave for foreign lands. Something like that happens, and there is a disconnect between you and your father. This is something I have seen happening 9 out of 10 times, which is why I'm saying it. So this is a note for you to remember as well. Sun in Taurus, if all other things are fine, if all other things in terms of the career also point to this particular aspect, then you can definitely consider a career in beauty, in film industry, in arts, in things related to high-end products, luxury goods, or watch like Rolex, working for a company like Rolex. Very, very high-end stuff, high quality stuff is Sun in Taurus, okay? Sun in Taurus, if it is giving you a negative result, particularly, then it is very good to worship Lord Shiva. Okay, this in itself is a remedy for Sun in Taurus. So this is pretty much what I have with Sun in Taurus. If there are any questions you have with regards to Sun in Taurus, if there's something that you feel I've left out, let me know. I can definitely reply back to you, and email me. You can always email me, I will reply back to you. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of work over there, so follow me there. And most importantly, like this video and subscribe to my channel so that I can keep on making more content. It's quite encouraging and helpful. I hope you guys have a lovely evening. See you soon.